100% correct on this. Gomes is going to, per his lawyer, Bill Bloss, said last week, if we win this election, we're going to say, oh, never mind, you know, we'll just pull that. What complaint? Was there a complaint? In 2019, in a similar court ruling, when the state Supreme Court ruled on absentee ballot problems in Bridgeport, they said, and I quote, I've got it right here, a valid general election could not be held without first holding a valid primary election to select the candidates. This is what the justices said. There's no way Ganim loses this appeal. It's not even going to be an appeal. There's going to be a primary. There's going to be a primary. So what happens after that? Do we know yet? After the primary? Yeah. Oh, my God. Wait a minute. One step at a time. All right, okay. No, what happens after the primary is that if Gomes wins the primary, he's going to say that this was the general, and I think he's going to be wrong again. I think we have 2 more elections to go. What? I think so. We're in it for the long haul either way. We'll have every development. Attorney Dan Haar. By the way, I do not have a law degree. All right, let's talk about Hartford right now, where the Democratic candidate, Aruna Narayampalam, took home. Any surprises here? This is what happens to Capital City now. What happens to the Capital City is that he's got a job of unifying the city because he won with very few votes in the primary and relatively few votes. I would call, with 51% of precincts reporting. Yeah. We're talking about 69% of the vote. That's right. So he's going to end up with less than 4,000 votes as the mayor of the capital city of Connecticut. That's not enough votes to be called. It's a mandate because of his percentage, but it's not a unifying mandate. And now his job is to go in as mayor and say, I am the mayor for everybody. And that's what he's going to do, and he will hopefully succeed for the sake of Hartford. But this is not a good turnout. We've seen turnout decline. Mayor Bronin spent a lot more money, perhaps because he felt he needed to, but as a result of spending more, he got more votes. I think voter turnout is concerning probably statewide, nationally anyways. Also, Waterbury, they will have a new mayor in more than a decade. Yes, Waterbury stays Democratic. The city council president wins the race. Paul Pernaruski wins the race. Dawn Majorano ran a credible campaign for someone who had not been actively in politics. She is a funeral home owner. And did what most people thought was a credible job. But remember, what's happening when there's low turnout is you revert to registration. Democrats have a big registration advantage. Now, I want to go off script here telling the producer that, because we want to talk about these seats that were flipped. You talked about this. Yes. And is this an indicator for 2024 and what we'll see in the future? I would hesitate to say it's an indicator for 24 on its own, but it's certainly not a good sign for Republicans. So far, the list of flips is maybe Fairfield, which would be very significant, since they had what was thought to be a solid first selectman there, Brenda Kupchik, the former state rep. Yes. Danbury flipped, Derby flipped, Cromwell flipped, Wethersfield, Newington, and Brookfield look like they're flipping. That means our friend Michael Rell would be out of being in the mayor's office in Wethersfield. These are non-confirmed. These are all not confirmed. Now, Derby flipped, but it's important to note there that there were 2 Republicans and they were splitting the vote. That's right. There are 2 ifs. So if Mayor Zekin? Yes, Zekin. We only have to spell it in our business. Zekin. Right, Zekin. Don't say the D. Okay, Zekin. Silent D. If Mayor Zekin had not run as a petitioning candidate, the numbers look like DiGiovanni would have won the race, but you don't know that. No. So. And Zekin only narrowly won last time he ran against the Democrat. I mean, it was close there last time. That's right. That's right. So, so you never know what's going to happen in Derby. It's an interesting place to watch. Naugatuck Valley is funny because there are a lot of registered Democrats because they've always been registered Democrats, but they vote Republican. So you have to watch Naugatuck Valley towns very, that's why it's exciting. Very closely. All right. And we will be watching all of it closely. Of course, what's happening in Bridgeport. That is top of mind for a lot of us. West Hartford helped to form. East Hartford helped to form. Most of the towns in the north-central area did not surprise, mostly Democratic and mostly not surprising. And the ballot question in New Haven, now the mayor will have 4 years starting in 2027. That's interesting. But not starting in this term. He still has to run in 2 years. Yes. Right. Yeah. Right. Maybe Ellicker's used to running at this point. One last thought here. Maybe New Haven could actually get someone who's not a young white male liberal running for mayor. Not that I don't like this mayor, but they had 3 people running for mayor who all fit that description in a majority-minority city. Interesting. All right. Dan Haar, thank you so much. We love your insight. Great to be here. And thank you so much.